Hello, everyone. I am Krandall Brantley for Buckeyes Daily. We have recruiting updates for the Buckeyes and the team up north. Starting off with a major recruiting win for James Ioannidis and the Buckeyes. 247 Sports reported that Ohio State landed another major defensive piece for 2027 recruiting class with four-star linebacker Prince Goldsby committing to the Buckeyes. This recruitment is pretty impressive for a lot of reasons, but Ohio State only recruited him for 3 months. He got offered by Leonidas in February, and then Goldsby made a spring visit to Columbus for the spring game in April. Less than 90 days, he committed to Ohio State over Alabama, Oklahoma, and Nebraska. Now, Goldsby is one of the top linebacker prospects in the country, top 10 out of Missouri, number one player in Missouri, and top 10 linebacker nationally. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, and gives him the versatility to play linebacker or become an edge rusher. So his commitment is also important because it continues Ohio State's momentum at linebacker for 2027. Coles becomes the second linebacker commit for this class, but also the second four-star linebacker in this class, alongside four-star linebacker Quentin Cipher. They're both top 10 linebackers nationally, and Ohio State could get another third four-star linebacker with in-state recruit Kalen Bailey out of Cleveland trending towards the Buckeyes. So outstanding recruiting by Leonidas. He could get potentially three four-star linebackers in this class, making it the best linebacker class probably in the country. Okay, major recruiting weekend ahead for the Buckeyes, according to A to Z Sports. Headline visitor for May 29th is five-star running back David Gabriel Georges from Baylor School in Tennessee, who begins special visit to Columbus on Friday. And Georges is considered the number 2 running back nationally. After visiting Columbus, also have special visits to Tennessee, Mississippi, and Georgia. So that'll be Ole Miss before making a decision in July. So right now, Ohio State is viewed as the favorite, the school to beat in this recruitment. But Rivals analyst Steve Wiltfong recently says he still favors Ohio State in this recruitment based off the development and track record for running backs. And look, in NIL opportunities in Columbus. So recruiting weekend is not just about David Gabriel Georges. The weekend also will hold May 29th. Five-star defensive lineman Marcus Locatao will be visiting as well. And so this is one of the biggest weekends for Ohio State the whole entire offseason, one of the biggest weekends of the year. And so if they get both these recruits, they could wind up being the number one class in the country. But they also have recruiting weekends in June that are big as far as June 12th, they'll have five-star offensive tackle. They'll host Caden Moss, a five-star tackle, the number one wide receiver in the country. Monshun Sales will both be there on June 12th. And so right now, OSU is currently a top 10 recruiting class for 2027. The next few weeks could determine whether this class could be the best or top 5 in the country. So, um, now it's time for the rival news. Michigan is on a recruiting run with Kyle Whittingham, quietly racking up four-star talent on offense and defense. In the past 2 months alone, Michigan has landed 8 four-star commitments. Starting off, this is the list. Colt Lumpris, tight end, 6'6", out of New Jersey. He was a Bama commit and flipped to Michigan. So then they have Tavares Harrington, a cornerback defensive back out of Illinois, versatile defensive back, who played multiple roles. Then Tyson Robinson, running back, four-star out of Mississippi, a college-ready running back with SEC offers. Then Xavier Muhammad, defensive lineman at Texas, interior defensive lineman. Then receiver, Quentin Burrell, top 100 wide receiver in the country. Jakari Lipsey, offensive tackle out of Michigan, the top in-state O-lineman in the state. And then Camden Opati, quarterback, was originally an Illinois commit, and then he flipped to Michigan, giving their centerpiece of the class. And also have Daryl Madison, a safety out of Illinois. So Michigan stacking talent on offense and defense. According to 247 Sports, their rankings of Ohio State number 8, Michigan number 9. That's how much Michigan has surged in recruitment. And so, look, OSU in some um, like recruiting analytics, they're top 5 and ahead of Michigan, as Michigan is not top 10. But according to 247 Sports, Michigan is right there with Ohio State. So this just shows how important these next few weeks are for recruiting for Ohio State to be dominant, have a dominant summer recruiting to be in that top 5, number 1 range, or if they fall off, Michigan could be ahead of them at the end of this recruiting cycle, which is crazy considering what's happened at Michigan, dating back a few months ago with the firing of Sharon Moore. And so look out. The rival is having a good recruiting class as well, and one of the best in the Big Ten. Okay, so according to The Athletic, Ohio State enters this upcoming season in a familiar position, replacing a major wave of NFL talent on defense while trying to operate like the best unit in the sport. After finishing number 1 defense in the past 3 years, the Buckeyes once again are rebuilding a loss of NFL draft picks that they have to replace. And so that includes Caleb Downs, Arbo Reese, Sonny Styles, and Caden McDonald. 3 of them were top 11 picks, top 12 picks, and Caden McDonald was second round pick, was projected to be a first round pick. So look, the challenge is pretty tough. Can Ohio State reset with the entire core of the defense and maintain the dominance top 5 defense, maybe number 1 defense in the country? Starting off, defensive ends, the pass rushers. Goddard Jackson returned for his senior year. He had 6.5 sacks and 45 pressures last season. And Bo Atkinson, transfer edge with upside, Carolina as one of their best pass rushers. And last year didn't have the same production. Gave you that this year. Clay Rusall, a Bama a transfer, former 5-star talent, returning from injury. Then Zion Grady, premier 5-star pass rusher, was a sophomore season, could be a starter with high developmental upside. Then Corey Wilder, the freshman hybrid edge, could have significant playing time as a freshman. This group is led by Goddard Jackson, who could be a day 1 NFL draft prospect. Then defensive tackles. You have Edric Houston, former 5-star, needs a breakout season. He had a lot of injury issues last year. Can this be the breakout year for Edric Houston? Then Will Smith Jr., the son of the late Will Smith, who played the championship national title team when they beat Miami in '02. His son, disruptive interior presence, earned spring game starting reps. Then James Smith, the Bama transfer defensive tackle, was more consistent than Clay Rusall, but they came in as the duo from Bama. He might be potential starter. Then John Walker, experienced transfer out of Central Florida, UCF, nose tackle, and supposed to be immediate contributor to defensive line. And so the interior defensive line, as an article mentions, could be a swing factor for the entire defense. If Houston and Smith dominate, the defense can be top 5 once again. For the linebackers, you have Peyton Pierce, projected to be Mike linebacker, likely to have lead the linebacker group in snaps. And Christian Allegro, veteran transfer with pass rush upside, transferred from Wisconsin. I think led the team in tackle, I believe, last season for Wisconsin. Him and Peyton Pierce will have the most snaps probably as linebackers. Then Riley Pettyjohn, the 5-star upside. Some say he will be a starter over Allegro, but he missed the spring with an injury. Turning talent, could be a key occasional player in this group. And Sincere Johnson, number 1 linebacker in the country, true freshman, long-term star potential with this group. And they have a deep unit at linebacker, but Peyton Pierce will be the key piece at the starter. And so cornerbacks, Devin Sanchez, sophomore breakout candidate to be all Big Ten. I think he'll be second team all Big Ten as a sophomore and be the best returning cornerback in the country going into 2028. Then Jermaine Matthews, the leader of this group, veteran leader, has started since freshman year. We had games he did start freshman year. After that, he's been a key piece to this defense and started last year, had a great season. Then Jay Timmons, the elite freshman 5-star recruit, could play significant snaps immediately, could be safety or corner. Then Dominique Kelly, the Georgia transfer, he was a quiet transfer addition, but he could be cornerback 3 after the spring, which is very impressive. Then Cam Calhoun, he's played for Michigan, Alabama, experienced depth option. We saw reports in the spring. Dominique Kelly played better than him, so we'll see how Calhoun, how he plays out in this DB room. And for the safeties, Jalen McClain. This is a potential All-American candidate. He had a lot of playing time as starter last year alongside Caleb Downs. Then you have transfer ACC safeties. Earl Little Jr., Florida State transfer safety, expected to be a starter, and Terry Moore, Duke transfer addition, expected to be a key rotational role or possibly a starter over Leroy Roker. Roker, developmental piece, rotational safety, could become the third safety out of this group over Terry Moore. Had a good spring. Special teams. Last but not least, special teams. You have Connor Hawkins, the Baylor transfer kicker, proven 40-plus yard range, the kicker, and he could make or break this Ohio State season. That is definitely that could happen. But based off of we saw in the spring game what he did at Baylor, I think he'll be a consistent kicker for Ohio State. And so the bottom line for this defense, the reloading once again, they have high upside transfers and some young pieces that played last year, and also some veterans that played last year to keep this unit together. And Matt Patricia, he's back once again. Can he break this team again off of losing a bunch of in-house talent again and make them to elite unit and possibly number 1 or top 5 a defense again? If so, or should be right there again to have a chance to win a national title. So let me know what you think about this defense, about Michigan's recruiting run, and also the key piece for Ohio State. We got Prince Goldsby, the 4-star linebacker, the second 4-star linebacker commit out of this class, alongside Quentin Cipher and Zernias getting it done on the recruiting trail. All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow Buckeyes Daily, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. All right, go Bucks.